Welcome back to PRL, the F2 Championship. I imagine a lot of you will be jumping over from the sprint stream, which you saw Mr. Cookie take home a very nicely driven P1, and has now managed to pick up a pole position as well. So he's looking very good to extend his championship even further. Rick in P2, Elizzy in P3, Wallen in P4. He will be hoping for a much better race than he had in the sprint. So yeah, I think DNF within the first couple of laps. And it looks like we're going to have a dry race this time. Hopefully everyone has changed from the custom setups, the custom setups to the preset setups. And we don't have any more drama with that, as everyone's getting pretty angry at the people who did put custom setups on. Excuse me, I'll take a sip of my Prani. I've got 6 people watching. How many of you are watching exclusively for Robin Brion? I'll be interested to know. Do put in the chat if you are here just to support your Belgian man, because we've been getting some pretty high viewing numbers on streams at the moment, and I want to know if it's just for one guy and if he is the biggest attraction in this league. Jake Griffiths joins the server. I don't know if he's one of you guys. 8 people watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. Hopefully we're going to have a little bit of a cleaner race. We had a few spins and a few tangles and maybe some setup issues in the sprint race, but hopefully everyone's jumped into the preset setups, as I said, and we can get underway and have a good 13 laps. This is going to be a long race. So everyone settle in. Maybe pull up a Prony. If that's Simon Bass fan going slow on the formation lap, I swear to God, mate, just go quickly in the formation lap. You do this every race. Stop taking so long. We all want to get going. There we go. Welcome, Robert Vine Ultras, indeed. Up his tyres almost too much. As Simon Bass fan and F1ology have been disqualified for what I do not know, but judging by Simon Bass fans driving, maybe potentially his fault. Stinky Picky in P7, so he will be hoping to jump up a few positions if he can. Hopefully the game gives us a better view than we had for the sprint race. Mr. Cookie lining up on P1. We've got Rick alongside him in P2, Elizzy in P3, Wallen in P4. And we are waiting for Didrik Prinz to round off the grids, as that is a horrendous view. So we will jump aboard with Rick and look forwards and backwards, as it looks like Stinky Pinky is disqualified from the session, and we are going to 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. And we are underway for the feature race here in Belgium. Looks like Mr. Cookie has got a very good start, and he is going to take the lead into turn 1, or even keep the lead even. Looks like someone has sent it up the inside of Rick, and it looks like Henson ghosted through or just missed the rear left or the rear right or something of Rick. It looks like that has put him under pressure from his teammate Hazard, and he's let him off going into Eau Rouge. And that's going to mean that he is now in P4. Stinky Pinky making his way up to P5, and elsewhere down the grid, Robin Brion in P15. Go on, Robin. And looking like he might be under attack from Didrik Prinz, although he looks like he has that one covered for the moment. And a little bit of four wide even going into the right-hander. Hopefully no contact from anyone. Looks like TJ McGowan and Simon Bass fan as F1ology makes a beautiful move around the outside, and that's put him up 2 positions now. So very nicely done from him, and he's now up into P12. Jimmy Jags is being taken out by Leica OMG High. Looks like an optimistic send from Jimmy there, although F1ology has now been spun around by Jimmy Jags. So I don't know what's happened there. Jimmy's a bit of a magnet for contact at the moment. Elsewhere up the grid, we've got Stinky Pinky under pressure from Elizzy. He's giving the other racers a chance. He will get back. That's very kind of him. Looks like Nuno Rod and F1ology and TJ McGowan and Didrik Prinz, so they've had a bit of a moment at the back. That is a real shame. These guys had moments in the sprint race as well, so they are not having particularly good races or weekends even at the moment. And it looks like Mr. Cookie and Rick are streaking ahead out front. They're already 1.4 seconds ahead of Hazard, who has a few cars for company behind him. Dario Husmans, welcome to the chat. We haven't seen you before. Come on in. coming into the Robin Brion Lovin show at the moment. Jimmy, the ultras want you to stop taking others out. We do. The ultras are correct. It would be nice. Looks like Arhenson is really on the back of Hazard, his teammate at the moment. As Quick Killers picks up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings down in P9, and it's not even been a lap. So he is taking some liberties with the track limits. Rick is well within DRS range of Mr. Cookie at the moment, which he will be happy to see as he can get that DRS from lap 3, and that's going to help him keep pretty close to the Charoos ahead of him. TJ McGowan in the pits, maybe to retire, maybe just to change tyres. There we go, retiring from the session. And he's had a bit of a mare this weekend, and that's a shame to see, as he's a very good driver. Stinky Pinky being overtaken by Wallen at the moment, as we're going to go 3 wide, and it looks like Lizzie has cut in really harshly there and taken the other 2 out with him, and that looked like it's going to be report worthy, because that was not particularly great driving from the Virtuosi man there. Did not give much space at all, considering he had 2 cars on the inside, and it looks like he's taken, I think it was Stinky Pinky and potentially Quick Killers, I'm not sure. Wallen it was actually. So the driving standards have not improved from Britain, which is a real shame to see, because it is not that hard to leave space. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it can be a bit better for the rest of the race. Stinky Pinky on the back of Quick Killers now, and is looking to make that move if he can. The Wi-Fi is acting up a little bit. Apologies, Mr. Cookie, 8/10 ahead, so he is stretching that gap, and we'll be hoping to keep the Campos. That was the Lizzie's fault, I think. Yeah, we were on stream with Wallen, and it looked like Lizzie cut in pretty harshly, considering he had 2 cars on the inside, and has taken 2 out with him. And it looks like Mr. Cookie does have a little bit more straight line speed than Rick, although Rick taking that corner nicely. Looks like we've had Wallen, or maybe Quick Killers have a moment. I don't know what's going on with these guys, but they can't seem to race at the moment, which is a real shame to see. Looks like Henson has got past Hazard. And Quick Killers is really cutting the corner there, and Mr. Cookie is really pushing. It looks like Stinky Pinky's had a moment now, as Robin Brian has sent one up the inside. It looked like Jimmy Jags, Robin Brian, sorry, and I don't know what's happened there, but he's now down in P10, and is behind Jimmy Jags and like OMG High, and he will be hoping to make his way up to please the crowd. Elsewhere, it looks like Quick Killers has retired from the session in the pits, which is a shame to see. So we've had 2 retirements in 2 laps. Quick Rick even is still within that DRS, and the goat is going up a place. I know, nicely done from him. Quick Rick, I can't stop saying his name. Rick is within DRS of Mr. Cookie, so he's going to get that drag reduction system that's going to help tow him along. It does look like Mr. Cookie has the better pace at the moment, especially in the middle sector, where the extra downforce that I think Mr. Cookie said he was putting on is definitely paying dividends. As you can see, Rick is really hustling through these corners to try and stay within that 1 second mark, and these 2 are clearing off from the ARTs behind them, who have Lizzie and Jackalacco behind them, but not particularly close behind them. So some gaps beginning to form. Jimmy Jags on the back of like OMG High, who is going to try and make a move around the outside. Jimmy Jags switch to the inside as the Wi-Fi is acting up a little bit, which is a shame. That's my fault, as Jimmy Jags and like OMG High. So actually, I saw that one being a bad incident, but actually they've got through it pretty unscathed. So nicely done from them. Fingers crossed. As there we go. Okay. Brilliant. Jimmy Jags has been taken out by like OMG High, and the racing standards have not only got better from Britain, they seem to be getting worse by the race. So I don't know what's happening to these guys, but apologies to everyone on stream, because I imagine you guys will want to watch a nice normal race where everyone gives each other space and doesn't take each other out. But hopefully Mr. Cookie and Rick can give us that fight for the lead that we are wanting to see, and haven't seen for a while actually at the moment. Rick's still within that 1 second mark, or he has just dropped out, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe a bad exit coming out of T1, and hopefully for him, although I imagine probably not, we'll jump aboard with him and we'll see whether he gets the DRS when he crosses the DRS line. Is he going to get it? He doesn't, so Mr. Cookie now has the advantage and can streak away if he wants to. Like OMG High is also playing dirty. Yeah, a couple of guys are not driving with the standards that we will want and we expect at the moment, so we'll have to do something about that, as Rick I imagine is really going to be pushing now to try and keep within that 1 second mark, and he's just managed to dip inside it. although Mr. Cookie, as we know, is good through this second sector. So Rick is really going to have to push the car as much as he can, taking as much curb as he dares. Look at that, taking liberties on the outside of the track as well, but very nice driving from him, and is back up within that 1 second mark. So this is a crucial second sector for him, and looks like he is closing in that gap just a little bit. So very nicely done from him, and that has almost saved his race a little bit. As you can imagine, Mr. Cookie, a couple of laps outside DRS, looks like he is the one with the pace, and will probably streak away, although 8 tenths now. So Rick really putting the pedal to the metal, and these guys, as I keep saying, are clearing the ARTs behind him, who are nose to tail. Jimmy Jack's with a 3 second. So a lot of penalties being done already. It's quite easy to do around here. The track limits are pretty hard to keep within, to be fair. I know that myself. Looks like Wallin, who was taken out by Lizzie, is now on the back of Lycombe G High, who was taken out by Jimmy Jags, and then himself took out Jimmy Jags. So chaos all over the field. We'll jump aboard with Wallin, and we'll see whether he can make this move. Looks like Wallin has Lycombe G High even has gone very, very slow through that corner, and that will give Wallin, I imagine, a chance on the oh god, is it the Camel Straight even? I hope so. You may have watched the stream last week and realised that I'm terrible with corner names, so I do apologise. So we will see whether Wallin can make that move up into P8 and progress in his race. It looks like he's had a little bit of a wiggle on the exit, but still gets a good exit. And the DRS, I imagine, will not be far away for him, and he'll be wanting to breeze past the MP Motorsport car in front of him as he goes up Eau Rouge pretty nicely. Doesn't lose a whole lot of time. It looks like Hazard has got back past R. Henson. Those two swapping positions. Can Wallin get past the MP ahead of him? It looks like he's going to have a run on the man in front. Gus switches to the outside. Is he going to take it round the outside? Leaves a beautiful amount of space. Lovely, nicely done. And okay, OMG High really pinches him on the corner, and Wallin is forced to back off there. And maybe it was not given the amount of space that he deserved, considering how much space he gave the MP Motorsport car in front. And again, I apologise for the lagging on the stream. I am not blessed with good internet at the moment. I am trying my best to fix it. I will fix it for next week, and everything will be fine. Lizzie closing in to the back of Jack, the two ARTs ahead of him, and Mr. Cookie picks up a 3 second time penalty. So that is crucial for his race. Robin Brian picks up a 3 second penalty, and Stinky Pinky. So not great from those two. Stinky Pinky all the way down in P12, and Robin Brian down in P11, and Lizzie with that penalty. And Jackalacco is not closing up on the Uni Virtuosi car as much as probably regular viewers would expect him to. Maybe just holding station for the moment, knowing that the man ahead of him has got that penalty and he doesn't have to do a whole lot. Maybe saving his time. I know. Looks like we've had Diedrich Prinspin and Nuno Rod. Just Nuno Rod even, as Rick sets the fastest lap of the race. El penalty indeed. But hopefully that will not matter too much for him, considering the guys around him have got penalties as well. So hopefully he can keep it within the track limits for the rest of the race and not pick up any more as we are approaching the halfway point of this race. And it's Mr. Cookie in the lead at the moment, but crucially with a 3 second penalty. And Rick looking like he has some very good pace as well, and is sticking within that 1 second mark, maybe looking to make a move if he can. Wallin finally gets past OMG High. Looks like he got past him into turn 1 as well, although OMG High, I imagine, will have the DRS clips the wall, and Wallin will be hoping that he can defend, although it not looking particularly likely considering how close the MP car is. Wallin switches to the inside, and OMG High is not closing in as much as expected. He goes to the inside, is going to have to, as Wallin closes off that avenue pretty quickly. Maybe a little bit of retribution for some of the driving we've seen from the MP, but hopefully these guys can keep it clean for the rest of the race, as Wallin has made that move up into P8 and is currently on course to pick up some good points. Jimmy Jacks picks up another 3 second penalty, as currently has no one around him. Looks like we have F1 Oji and Robin Brian who have joined into this party, so hopefully for Robin Brian he can jump up to P9 if possible, which I imagine the chat will love to see. Looks like F1 Oji has gone very wide ahead of him, and hopefully that will give Robin Brian the incentive he needs to make the move up into the top 10. Elsewhere we have got our Henson still on the back of Hazard. These two are just swapping positions at the moment. Obviously for the constructors they are currently leading, but with Charouz only 6 points behind him, I believe, with Jimmy Jack down in P13 This is looking like a good event for the two ARTs, especially in this feature race. And they will be hoping, as Henson goes very deep into the bus stop chicane, we would really love it. I know you would, lads. Rick sets the fastest lap of the race again. Looks like we've had Digit Prince spin again. So they are not have. Oh, as Rick really has a moment out of T1. And that is going to ruin his chance of making a move up into the turn 5, I'm going to say. Simon Busman picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Whether that is a scheduled pit stop or not. In fact, we didn't even look at the tyres. Is anyone... We have one person on the soft tyres. So not much variation in strategy. Just F1ology, who is, I imagine, now going to chuck on the medium tyres. And Simon Busman, who has just picked up that 5-second penalty, is now on the soft-clad tyres. As Lizzie looks like he has picked off R. Henson to move up into P4. Beautiful racing from those two, which is something nice to see. And R. Henson is going to have to back off there as he murders Lizzie. I don't know what happened there, but Lizzie has been sent into the wall. And now I imagine that will be a report. Yeah, brilliant. And is that going to allow Wallin to make a move on the Virtuosi ahead of him, who is obviously going pretty slowly. Wallin at full pace. But that, I guess, is one way of keeping your position. Although I don't know what happened there, really. It looked like just a F122 moment. As these three actually are really dropping off the back of the leaders. As I keep saying, the leaders are setting some serious pace at the moment. And Rick, who is in prime position to win his 3rd feature race in a row for races he's raced. As he has missed a few races. I imagine he would be in championship contention if he had managed to make them all. And he's going to miss a couple more. So this is just fun for him. But he is doing a very good job at the moment. He is, I imagine, just going to think better of it. Does not need to make any kind of strange moves. Mr. Cookie with that 3-second penalty. And if he can just sit behind the Shrews ahead of him and make the move if he needs. As Rick sets another fastest lap of the race, so is really picking up the pace at the moment. Miss Cookie looking like he had the better pace in the first stage of this race. Rick, the tyres are really coming to him now, and he is setting some seriously quick times to put the Shrewsman under pressure. Looks like we've had Jimmy Jags had a spin. F1ology has had a spin at some points. Nuno Rod has had a spin. Dietrich Prince has had about 15 spins, and Simon Bossvan has been in the pits. So Henson and Robin Brian in the pits. Robin Brian will be chucking on the soft tyres, I imagine, and R. Henson will be chucking on the medium tyres. So they will be hoping for a good stop, both of them. R. Henson looks like he's got in and out pretty nicely. And elsewhere up the field, we have Jackalacco dropping off the back of the ARTs. So Jackalacco maybe not showing the pace that we are used to from him, but obviously this is a pretty tough track to have good pace around. It's not the best made track at F122, if you want to say that. The physics in Belgium at the moment are a bit strange. Hopefully they fix that for the next game, as it is a absolutely lovely track to drive when you can get it right. Jackalacco just dropping off the back of Hazard at the moment, 3/10 in the last couple of corners, and he is solidifying that P4, which will, I imagine, maybe not put him up into P. It might put him back into P2 in the championship, obviously with R. Henson. I think he finished ahead of R. Henson in the sprint race, and we'll be hoping to do so again in the feature race, although R. Henson is going to get a very good undercut and has got some very good clean air as well. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge for the MP Motorsport man to jump one, if not both of the ARTs, as R. Henson picks up a 3-second penalty. So that is going to help Jackalacco a lot in that regard. And hopefully he can keep it between the white lines. Our country is just very weird. You've got a lovely country, mate. It's just the game did not want to scan one of the most beautiful tracks in the world properly, which you would think they would. But fair enough. Looks like we've had another yellow Dietrich Prinz again with another spin. This guy cannot keep it on the track, bless him. He's trying his best. Jimmy Jags picks up another penalty. Hazard now in the pits to chuck on the soft tyres. And hopefully for him, will be wanting to come out ahead of his teammates, although the undercut is pretty powerful, especially around here, as you can warm up your tyres pretty nicely on the Kemmel Straight. And we will see as Hazard is taking a little bit of time to get out the pits. Don't know what happened there. And that is, I imagine, or it looks like it might be quite close actually between him and his teammate. We will have to wait and see. We'll jump aboard with R. Henson if we can see Hazard coming out of the pits. He should be on the right here, and he does. He's got out ahead, I believe. Yeah, that's him. R. Henson, though, is going to get the DRS. Our beers are really good. They are very good. And your chocolate, fucking amazing. R. Henson will be on the back of his teammate, and will have the DRS, and we're hoping for his sake that he can jump ahead. Although I imagine these twos are probably working together quite nicely, definitely in a party chat together, and obviously on the same team with a constructors lead to maintain. So they will not be doing anything stupid, I imagine. Elsewhere down the field, we've got Stinky Pinky on the back of OMG High. Stinky Pinky, who has very good pace. He has had a couple of incidents. A lot of them look like they weren't his fault, so he's not been able to show it as much as he would have wanted. We'll be hoping to get past the very hard to pass OMG High, as we've seen in this race. Looking like he's got Stinky Pinky taking some very nice lines and just getting out of the dirty air of the car ahead of him to make sure that he can get as close as possible. Robin Breen further back 2 seconds, and we'll be hoping to jump on board with these guys in the battle if he can, to pick up even more points than he did in the sprint race. Very nice nice recovery from him after a difficult qualifying, it looked like. Stinky Pinky still on the back of OMG High as OMG High runs a little bit wide coming out of Pool 1, and Stinky Pinky just dropping back a little bit actually, so maybe that's misadventure from OMG High put him off a little bit, but he'll be going on the attack if he can. Looks like we've had the top 4 all into the pits. Rick with putting on the soft tyres. Mr. Cookie, I imagine, putting on the soft tyres as well. We'll have to jump aboard with Rick and see if he can jump the Shrews ahead of him in the pits. Looks like it might happen. It is going to happen, it looks like. Wrong way. Can we see it? There we go. Rick has got ahead. Give like OMG High a boost. Yeah, I don't have the power to do that. Looks like Mr. Cookie is out ahead, or out behind even, of Rick. So if that penalty wasn't bad enough, he is now out behind his main rival for the race, although he will be hoping, I don't know if he'll get the DRS. He is going to get the DRS, so this is crucial for his race. If he wants to make this move, Rick, I imagine, won't defend particularly hard. If he doesn't need to take any stupid risks. Mr. Cookie's going to try one around the outside. Good racing from these two as Mr. Cookie has made that move, and I imagine Rick will keep it on the inside. He does, but still there. Rick is still there, and he's going to send one. Mr. Cookie squeezes him a little bit, but then opens up and lets Rick through. As Rick just squeezes him a little bit and keeps that position. So Mr. Cookie needed to make that move and hasn't managed to get it done. As we've got 10 people watching. All right, lads, welcome. Luckily the racing has calmed down a little bit for you guys, as it was a bit chaotic in the sprint race and the start of the feature race. So I will jump aboard with some battles and hopefully they keep clean for your guys' viewing pleasure. Let's go like OMG High. Down in P9 currently with Stinky Pinky, as I said, on the back of him. Stinky Pinky cannot seem to get past this very, very tough to pass MP Motorsport car. Is he going to make a move into Pool 1 if he can? It'd be very impressive if he manages to. He is going to try it, and he's going to give it a go. Like OMG High is still there. Robin Bryan maybe tuck into the slipstream and try and make a move into the right hander. I imagine not. A very clean driver, and we'll think better of it as like OMG High goes on an interpretation of the course there. And I imagine has picked up a little bit of a warning for that to add to his penalty woes. Wallin now in the pits, the last man to pit. F1ology has spun again. I don't know what happened there, whether that was with Jimmy Jags. It looked like it might have been a bit of contact with Jimmy Jags, which is a shame to see. Looks like someone was well off the track there. Stinky Pinky and Robin Bryan, not Robin Bryan, Brian even, OMG High going at it together. These guys are nose to tail as Stinky Pinky looked like he might have broke a little bit later. Looks like Mr. Cookie has got past Rick for the lead of the race. We'll jump aboard with these guys as DJ Prince has another spin, and Rick is still there, but Mr. Cookie is going to make a move up the inside if he can with the DRS, maybe not with the DRS. These two, I don't know if Rick has DRS, it doesn't look like he does. Mr. Cookie is still there and he's going to, oh, luckily Rick just closed the door and did not clip the front wing of the Shrews behind him. These two are showing how to race. The others need to take a few notes at the moment, as these guys have. As Mr. Cookie is going to try a very audacious move round the inside. I think Pinky do. He's going to get the inside line, which is definitely the best line that you want. Rick is going to have to give him space as he gets onto the curb a little bit. That is dangerous, as we all know. You can spin very easily there. As like OMG High picks up a penalty, Rick is still there on the inside. Mr. Cookie is going to try and hang it round the outside. It'd be a very, very good move if he can get this done. Both of them still side by side as Rick is still forced a little bit wide. As 12 people are watching, we've got like OMG High fan base in now. It's like it's some kind of football match at the moment. We've got two sets of ultras. So welcome to all the new viewers. Come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. Indeed, down in P11 still. Not particularly closing up to the battle ahead of him. As Mr. Cookie has made that move. I got distracted. Has made that move past Rick, although Rick is still there and is going to try and make a move into the bus stop chicane. Will he get it done? He's going to try around the outside, which will then turn to the inside. He's going to go for the switchback and will get the DRS for sure on Mr. Cookie. We will quickly, for the sake of the race, jump on board with Rick's penalty. Apparently not. And see how close he is to a penalty. He is not close at all. So this is going to be Rick's race, unless he does anything stupid, or unless Mr. Cookie does anything stupid. This is currently the most exciting battle by far in the field. No one else within a second of each other, apart from Stinky Pinky and OMG High, who are obsessed with each other at the moment. As OMG High picks up another 3-second penalty, and I believe that is going to be 9 seconds. I think we'll have to wait and see. 15 seconds, fucking hell. So he's going to drop down to P12. Mr. Cookie has been overtaken by Rick. A much easier pass for Rick than it was for Cookie. As he breezed past with DRS. So, and look, OMG High get unlapped. Oh, it's there at £5. I don't think it's been lapped. But you are more than welcome to send me $5. I will happily take it. As he is currently been... he's still on the back of Stinky Pinky and looking like he's going to make a move up the inside, so the Ultras will be happy about this. This looks like it's going to be a pretty easy one with DRS. Like MG High is defending the inside. 5 chance to remove his penalties. No. Try again. Try another offer. We'll see. Stinky Pinky is managed to hold off. No, I never said I would do it. I said you can up your offer and we'll see. I need to pay my rent. 7. No, 7 still not much. Or talk to me with double figures and we'll see what happens. Summer Boss fan, we're looking like he is under attack. 15 if I win my bets. Well, who have you got bets on with? You're not betting on this race, are you? Because if you are, I don't know how that's been set up. If someone is taking bets on PRL F2 Championship, then please stop, as it looks like Rick has been overtaken by Mr. Cookie into the final chicane. Although at this point, it looks like at this point the race is pretty sewn up for Rick as we move on to the final lap of the race. Mr. Cookie is going to bring home a pretty nice P2 unless anything crazy happens. Not this race, I suck at this game. £1 per second. Well, 18, so show me 18 quid now. I could get a good dominance for 18 quid actually. As Mr. Cookie is pushing Rick up Radion. Very, very close from him. As Wallen picks up it looked like Wallen picked up a penalty. Oh, maybe it was the fastest lap even. Mr. Cookie is going to get past Rick, I think, and I imagine we'll cruise to the end at first, but it's not going to matter a whole lot. Then you'll need $50 at the end of the race, indeed. OMG High's retired from the session in the pits. I don't know what's happened there. He was in a solid P8, I believe it was, and is for some reason retired in the pits. I know. So there's your penalties removed, mate. I don't know what's happened there. That's a real shame, as he was having a good... Right, yeah, I know. Everyone in the chat laughing. Robin Brian, we'll jump aboard with him. He's in P10 and is looking like he will jump up to P9. Obviously with Simon Boss fans, pretty hefty penalties. Looks like we've had... who's that spin? Was that a Lizzie? It potentially was a Lizzie dropping down from P6, I believe it was, and has now been overtaken by Wallen. And Wallen now off to P6. And Jackalacco looks like he's got past Hazard. And Jackalacco right on the back of our Henson at the moment. So it'll be a brave move if he can get past the ART. Especially with the penalties. Hazard looking like he's going to be on the one to pick up the podium for now. We will jump aboard with the two leaders. And they are still fighting out, for crying out loud. Rick thinking obviously better of it. No, he has this race sewn up. But these guys have had driven a flawless race even. Apart from Mr. Cookie's penalty, he is going to cross the line in P1. But it will be Rick, VE17, who picks up his third feature race win in a row. And comes home to take the feature race win in Belgium. Very nicely done from him. Mr. Cookie in P2 to extend his championship lead even further. Looking pretty unassailable now. It's going to be Hazard in P3. I imagine Jackalacco in P4. So he did manage to get past our Henson. So I didn't see what happened there. So very nicely done from him. He imagine will jump back up into P2 in the championship. Wallen will come home in P6. Lizzie in P7. Simon Barsfan was going to come home in P8, but he has another 5-second penalty, and that will help Stinky Pinky jump up into P8. Robin Brian, go on Robin. We'll see where he ends up. hopefully for his sake and for the chat's sake, P9. He doesn't P9, so it's a P10 for Robin Brian. So two P10s in a row, I believe it was, or was it P9? Jimmy Jags coming home in P11. Nuno Rods still got a bit of a way to go, and we might be waiting a while for F1ology and Diedrich Prins to round off this session. As for some reason, I don't know what happened with like OMG High there. Just retired for some reason, which is a shame to see. Proud of him. No, we're all proud of him, mate. Thank you for your support. We appreciate all the love here in PRL. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, less of that in the chat. I'm a Chelsea fan. You'll get banned one more time. F1ology will be waiting. Love the stream. I'm glad you liked it, mate. Apologies for any dodgy racing and apologies for any lag issues, but thank you very much to the guys who raced and thank you very much to the guys who joined in with the stream. As I said before, you are always more than welcome to jump in the server if you want and get involved, because you guys seem like a good bunch of lads and we would love to have you, although you're more than welcome to just carry on watching the stream. And then we have it. That is the 5th round of PRL done. We have had 2 race winners, which is nice to see. Mr. Cookie and Rick, although those are not particularly surprising, and Jack Alacco picking up the game's driver of the day even. As well, and has left the session before the podium celebration. There we go, Rick with the wreath in his P1 grid slot. Very nice enough from him. Got two Norwegians on the two fake Norwegians even on the podium, and one real British lad. And there we have it. We will jump on more with the results. Running down quickly, we've got Rick in P1, Miss Cookie in P2, and Hazard rounding off the podium in P3. Jack Alacco in P4, Henson in P5, Wallen in P6, Lizzie in P7, Stinky Pinky in P8, Byman Barsafan in P9, Robin Brian in P10, Jimmy Jackson in P11, P20, Nuno Rod in P12, F1ology and Diedrich Prins running off the classified runners. And then we had, I believe it was OMG High, Quick Killers and TJ McGowan who DNF'd at the end, which is a shame to see. But there we have it. Thank you very much for watching this race. Like OMG High actually will pick up points because he's still classified. So good for him. Thank you very much for watching the race. We appreciate every one of you who was in the chat and racing. And we will be back next week for, I believe... I don't want to misquote my own calendar. We'll find out. I believe it is Monza? Monza indeed. So it's Monza on the 1st of June. And hopefully we'll see you guys there. As I said, thank you very much for watching. Appreciate all the support. And we will see you guys next week. Peace. Good evening to you, T-Bows. See you guys later.